Okay, we back. Got them technical difficulties fixed. We back, man. We locked in. We in the building. Let's get it, Mo.
Facts. What's going on, my brother? How you doing, man?
Work. You know what we do. Working, bro. Making it happen. Doing what we got to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Talk to me, man. Talk to me, man. What's on your mind, man?
We gonna talk about credibility today, and the YouTubers that got it and the YouTubers that don't. You know, um, it's a lot of different ways for us to be, for us to hit, for us to talk about this type of content. So we're gonna come at it from all the different angles that we can come at it from. Um, and I think it's valid. I think it's something that needs to be done. Where you at, Mo? You good?
Yeah, I'm here. Just having, you know how it is, man. Just trying to get this thing together. So that battery running low.
Bucks, what up, bro? Salute, Bucks. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. We gotta address a few things, man. It's a lot of things that need to be addressed. You know, it's amazing, man. Nowadays, man, it's like I don't know what it is, bro, man. I'm all right with everybody having a voice, right? Everybody has something to say. But I think sometimes, man, when things get a little bit out of control, sometimes, man, the individuals have to, we have to draw the line, and we have to, establish what's real from the fake. We have to do that. It can't continue to run amok, and we got to put things in its proper perspective. So, yeah, Platinum Ascari. Yeah, that's definitely what we trying to do, man. We trying to separate the real from the fake. I don't have a problem with the likes of these YouTube bloggers and things of that nature. I don't have a problem per se with the identity that many of these individuals. I mean, we're gonna obviously get to naming names, but I'm speaking more vaguely, more broadly now. But I want to, get the name individuals in particular. But I don't have a problem with individuals kind of, their platforms and stuff like that. Speak what you want to speak about, right? Everybody has a right to talk about whatever it is that they want to talk about. It's really none of my business. I could care less. I don't think that it takes anything away from what the work that we're doing, right? I do think, however, there at times needs to be a clear distinction between the buffoonery and something that's substantive, something that you can gain benefit from. And I think my concern is that there is a lot being said, but are individuals really gaining benefit from it? And when I sit back and I analyze what's being spoken, I'm not really learning anything from it. Don't get me wrong. There are individuals who are learning, who are able to teach. Shout it out. That's my guy right there. Peace 050 the movement. Peace to you. Let me plug this in. China, peace to you, man. So I think we definitely need to clear who is worthy of those individuals that we consider to be individuals who are credible. Because I think when we talk about credibility, we talk about reliability, we talk about believability. Individuals do a lot of name dropping. Individuals is talking about people that they don't know personally. And I think what I have an issue with is that people are speaking about people as if they've been in the trenches with individuals. One thing I really don't want to do is get into the habit of just talking about people when I don't even freaking know you, right? It's like, yo, anybody saying my name out there, where have we been together at? Where do you know me from? You dig what I'm saying? Where and what have we actually done together? Where?
A lot of lying, a lot of clout chasing.
A lot going
on. Some of the things, all right, credibility. Like Mo, Mo stated. We try to come at y'all and speak to y'all about things that we know. Lives that we lived, things we were a part of, things that we did in our life. This is what brings credibility. So it's like, all right, you trying to teach somebody or me trying to teach somebody how to be a driller, and I ain't never drill. I mean, a real diamond driller. Like, yeah, right. I'm gonna come up here and teach you guys how to drill diamonds out of mines in Africa. I ain't never been to Africa, and I ain't never drilled before. But I'm up here on YouTube telling you how to do both in these places. A big thing for us was coming to the community as who we are today. With the things that we have done in our past as an information pool for us to build from. So we're giving you information about things that we did in our lives, things we have seen in the street, things we have did in prison, things we have did in things we have seen, and as the basic fact of being credible messages for the youth and the type of content that we bring. The guys we bring up here, most of them that we know, or some guys that we don't know that we are familiar with, we have heard of, or know their stories somewhat. I think credibility comes from you. Like, all right, you got a lot of guys that come up here and talk about gang culture, but they never been in a gang. I see guys up here talking about music, and all right, you got a lot of guys up here that talk about music. Like we put Wack 100. We put him in the title. Wack 100 actually has credibility because he was in the music industry for so long. And he was also in gang culture. So if he talks about certain things, you got to say it. He would have credibility in those areas because this is just the truth. Now, what can kill your credibility is, like Platinum Sean was saying earlier, if you come up here and you knowingly lie. If you're a liar, now that kills your credibility. So even though you live this life and you did these things, but you come up here and lie, and now you have no credibility in the community. You know what I'm saying? You're not believable. What you got to say about that, Mo? Go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that if you're dishonest, then that definitely calls into question your credibility. And then if you're not credible, you can't be believable. And if you're not believable, we can't rely on you. Those are three critical points that I like to live on, and I stress in the community while working with the youth. I say, listen, they come to me and they say, Mr. Moshe, I need a job, or I need to be put into a program that can help me acquire the credentials to get employed, or I need to learn about entrepreneurial, to become an entrepreneur. So among other things, I want to get in the GED program or high school equivalency program, right? So I say to them, listen, I can help you with all these things. But if at any point in that process, they don't believe me, then that calls into question my credibility. Then they can't rely upon me. Then not only my word becomes a bunch of garbage, but they can't depend on me anymore. They can't rely on me now. So I think that's what's happening a lot of times when we watch a lot of these individuals who come up here on YouTube. And you mentioned Wack 100. I don't know Wack 100. I don't know where he's from. I don't know what he's a part of. I don't know what his I don't know anything about the guy, right? And that's not a knock on him or anything in particular. It's just that I'm taking care of my business. I got stuff I'm trying to do. I got business and I'm trying to attend to and things of that nature. So whatever it is that he's out there doing, cool, do it. You dig what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna stop me from doing what I got to do, right? So I don't really know enough about him to speak about him. All right. So and not for nothing. I mean, whatever it is that he's saying is not moving me one way or another. You dig what I'm saying? If he was saying anything, because what I'm doing is what I'm doing. It's not impacting nothing. It's not stopping anything in terms of my influence in the community that I service, the work that I'm doing, the bag that I'm getting to on various levels. It has no impact in my life. And that goes to anybody. I don't know Hassan Campbell neither. But I mean, I've heard him speak about us, whether directly or indirectly and stuff like that. But I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know enough about you, right? To even say whether or not if you're credible or not. You dig what I'm saying? But I do know enough to know that there are certain things that individuals can speak about, and there's certain things that they can't speak about. Like in terms of the work that we're doing, our body of work, the things that we've done and the things that we're doing, you can't speak to. You have nothing to comment about that. You dig what I'm saying? And I also see like a lot of the quality or the content from the pages themselves or from these YouTube channels themselves. I just look at it like, for me, when I look at it, it's not substantive. It's not of benefit. It's nothing that I can utilize, transfer over, and implement in my life, right? So I think where we differentiate or distinguish ourselves from others is that what we try to do is we try to say, listen, we're coming up here not only talking about hot button issues, but ultimately the goal is to provide you with something that you might be able to gain some benefit from. All right. We haven't even gotten started on what Mikey and I and KK, what we intend on doing in terms of programming on YouTube. Like we have programs, we have things that we intend to offer you guys that can actually bring about change, not only in your life, but the people who you guys have influence over. So it's more than just talking about your hot topic that pop off and try to get a couple of views and all that. That stuff don't mean nothing to us. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can do that. Anybody can come up here and talk about a hot topic. And that doesn't necessarily make you credible, and it definitely doesn't make you believable. But yeah, Mikey, so that's all I got to say regarding that right now. But, you know, it's a bunch of other things I want to get into as well. But if y'all just pulling up for the first time, please, man, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, man, and definitely, man, share it with your loved ones, man. And please, man, put your comments in the chat as well, man. Please, man, that helps as well. So what you was going to say, Mike?
No, I was just, I seen somebody talk about Bullets Gotti. We put him into the we put him in as part of the title for a reason, because I don't know him. I don't know him personally. I never heard of him, so I started looking at YouTube. From what I hear, he's not a street kid. From what I've seen, he's definitely not a street kid. I don't know if he's been in jail or not, prison or not. I never heard he's been in prison, but I don't know. I don't think he has any credibility to be talking about anybody. He wouldn't say these things if he was around the individual that he's around. And you never lived a life. If you never lived a life, if you was never in the streets, who gives you credibility to talk about anybody in the streets? What gives you that? Because you got a camera. Anybody with a camera, I see anybody with a camera could just pick up and shoot, and it's over. I mean, we giving these people the strength, the power with the views, and with our voices. And following people on Instagram, I think it's just it's very bad, man. It's and when you give that type of power to people that have no credibility, in the long run, it sets you up for things where a person with credibility or unbiased views or whatever, they're going to give you reality. A person that, like he's talking about paperwork. He, in one case, he's talking about somebody else being a worker and doing positive things. And even though the subject was paperwork and not producing it, but you still not producing the paperwork, but you still talking about somebody. For you to go and do that means you didn't do your homework. You don't care about paperwork, and you could just spew anything about anybody. I would never do that. I would never come up here and just willingly, I don't care how I feel about the person, good or bad. But for my position, I would just always come up here and give you reality, give you a real story that I know. And if I don't know, I would tell you that. Like, yo, y'all got to check in that on your own. This is what I do know. Just being real with delivering the message that I'm trying to deliver to you. I think with that comes respect. And it gives you credibility, and people see solidness. A lot of this, don't get me wrong, a lot of this stuff on the internet is entertainment, shock value, like somebody said in the comments. So I understand that as well. Some dudes, they know they ain't got no credibility. They just come up here and just be capping all night, and they got a personality. They know all the ways to talk. They know, like, I seen a dude, he looked like he was reading, like somebody gave him a message to say to other people that he was reading from. Like, yeah. And he was like, come on, man. We speak from the heart.
And yo, Mike, I love how you did that right there, because you're giving people an opportunity to be able to weigh, like King James just stated, you know, journalism and gossip mongering. And
it is a difference.
there is a big difference, right? And I don't want to get into it. Like Mikey B and I, KK and I, no disrespect to my brothers, but I'm not a blogger. I'm not a blogger. I'm not even a journalist, right? What I do is what Mikey and what we do is we just basically do what we've been doing in terms of just speaking about quality, giving you guys quality, and we giving you our authentic selves. We're not trying to slander people. We're not trying to put information up here to give. No, I don't know half the stuff that's going on. Mikey will tell you any he be hitting me like, yo, Mo, I don't even care. It ain't even on my radar. And that's no knock on what's going on. It's just that the fact of the matter is that if you out there and you doing what you're doing, do what you do. If you just getting up on TV and you talking and you trying to create a platform and a TV channel and you want your channel to get a lot of views and you want to try to act like you in a loop, like Mikey just mentioned, the dude Bullets Gotti. I don't know him. So you having my name or Mikey name in your mouth or whatever the case may be, you don't even know the quality of the people who you're talking about on no level. There's nothing you know about us. You probably heard a little snippet and you make a comment on that. All right. And that's all right. You want to do it for the TV views. If that's how y'all want to live y'all lives, if y'all want to live in that moment, that's all on y'all. You dig what I'm saying? But the reality is that individuals are not gaining any benefit from watching y'all. The reality is that individuals are misleading individuals. The reality is that individuals is using their pulpits as an opportunity in reality to denigrate, to castigate, to bring everybody down. And what's really happening is that individuals are just buying into this culture of toxicity, and it's creating more destruction. How are you adding value to not only your life, but the lives of others? That's what's most important. I mean, are you really somebody who's adding value to the people who are in your life? Can they take something from the time that you're spending with them and say, you know what, I'm actually benefiting from spending my half hour or my hour watching these individuals? I know Mikey. I've known Mikey for over 25 years. I've known KK for over 25 years, right? And most of the individuals who we either bring up on our channel or who we speak about, we know. We personally know each other. We've been together. We know about each other. So it's like to somehow speak about stuff we don't know about and try to make it like we got some points over somebody. I'm not doing that. Because I don't have to do that. I never did it. There's no reason to do it. And I know in our physical presence, when dudes is really on that time, I'm gonna just give you this look like, come on, stop. Like, so I don't even need to go there. But come on, stop, man. So, the reality is that, this is TV. And I think y'all out there that's listening need to be able to distinguish between TV stuff, YouTube views, and real life stuff that you can gain benefit from individuals who've actually been in the trenches. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, man. It's just, I think it's a topic that we needed to hit. And just to name a few other people, I see like the kid Lord Herc. You got a YouTuber called Lord Herc. Me and Shannon was watching it. He do sturdy dances. He a dancer, you know what I'm saying? How to get sturdy, do all that, the dance they be doing to the drill music. Me and Shannon was watching. He had all the kids. He actually is a tutor. If you put in getting sturdy or anything of that dancing, his name is gonna come up. He knows how to dance. He teaches people how to dance. It's his profession, so he can speak on it. Math Hoffa, he's another guy that I subscribe to. He's a battle rapper. He has a lot of different rappers come up on his platform and speak, tell their stories. I see 21 Savage up there. I seen Clue up there, one of my brothers. I see a lot of guys, Method Man. He have everybody up there. But he's credible in that field because he was a battle rapper for so many years. Just to show y'all, it's not about street or gang culture, but at least have some credibility in these areas if you're going to talk about them, no matter what it is. You might be talking about basketball. You might be talking, and I'm not saying it's not a lane for people to talk about things that they haven't actually been a part of if they did the proper studies or the proper due diligence to be able to say, all right, I have credibility in this area to be able to speak on it. Somebody else I've subscribed to, also Borsley. He tells prison stories. He tells stories of gang stuff, different stuff that he's been involved in, and he was out there. So I watch him because he's credible in that field. Real OGs have told me they know him. I don't know him personally, but real OGs told me they know him. Zeke Black, I know Zeke Black personally. He was outside with us in Albany when we was out there, getting it back in the days. He was in prison. He tells you story of street hustlers. He tell you story of gang bangers. He was a part of the gang culture. He was a part of that. So I subscribe to these people. 050 the movement, China and them. Harlem was in the streets. China Brim was in the gang for years. He retired now or fell back or whatever he did. But he has credibility in his field because he actually was a part of it for so long. And he was known to be a part of it. So these are the people with like credibility that I actually watch. And there's some other people that I watch, but then I watch certain videos because I will watch your videos and I won't subscribe at first. I want to see if this is something that I should subscribe to, if you are really real or you are the real deal. I like to subscribe to all kind of people's stuff. I get up there, I give likes. Blow Dollars Network, Smitty Brim, him as well. He was a part of that culture. He's out here trying to speak positive for the kids and show them an alternative to violence and alternative to what's going on in the community. So he's another person that I watch because he has credibility. He was a part of it, and he could be up here spitting filth, going in on dudes and building up that whole negative vibe, which is always going to get be more popular and get more views than a live like this. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of, I don't care what you talk about, a topic that's more controversial is always going to get more views. That's just the way of the beast. People rather see more negativity than positive. That's the whole thing. I'm not saying it's not a audience for positivity that you can tap into, because there's a lot. YouTube is amazing. YouTube is amazing. When I Google anything I want to do, I do a lot of stuff around my yard. I fix stuff up in my house. I Google it sends me right to YouTube. You got plumbers on YouTube. You got repairmen. You got horticulture. You got how to do almost anything on YouTube. Am I right or wrong about this, Mo?
Nah, you're right. I mean, I come right into my house. My wife even says it, that I don't even watch TV. I'm more or less looking I'm watching YouTube documentaries. I'm watching how to on YouTube. All type of stuff that can ultimately be of benefit to me. And I think one thing I look at is consistency. Yo, Mike, whether or not we were in the streets, or whether or not unfortunately we were incarcerated, and even now, have we been consistent? And one thing, individuals who know us for over 20, 30 years can speak to the level of consistency that we bring to the table. That level, and that adds to credibility as well.
That is correct. That's solid.
Individuals is talking, individuals is speaking.
Solid.
And they solid track records. And individuals are speaking about people they have no knowledge of, they've never been in the presence of, and they don't know that level of consistency. All right. I don't need to come up here and tell you how busy I get. Oh, Mo, I don't want to be busy. You know what makes me busy? Being a husband, being a father. I want to be known for getting busy for that stuff. Like that's what I'm good at. I don't need to come up here and seek validation because I'm on TV and somehow, my credibility shoots to the sky. Like, oh, yo, you heard what Mo did? Yo, back in 9-3, he did. Yo, I don't care about that stuff. If you think that happened or you don't think it happened, who cares, right? It ain't that serious, right? So, but if you're doing that to use that as your platform for clout, then that's what you're doing. But you need to be clear in your message that this is what you intend to do. Listen, I'm really not about that smoke. I'm not about that life, but I'm just going to use this platform to kind of create this image like this is who I am. But even I know you're not going to do that, or people won't do that because it kind of undermines the objective. But we was clear from the beginning what our mission was and what we wanted to do and how we wanted to kind of remain consistent to our people, our platform, and we want to give y'all something that can be of benefit to y'all. So when we talking about gang culture and we talking about warning the youth of the perils associated with the gang lifestyle, we're doing that based on our experiences of over 20 years apiece, 20 years and more of being in the culture, of being in the lifestyle, of not only starting off as young homies, but rising within the ranks where individuals became the decision makers of our era. You dig what I'm saying? Where we were effectuating changes, right? So we're trying to warn individuals of what path not to go down. All right. And when it comes to that lifestyle, can't nobody sit here and say, yo, Mikey B was so KKK. We ain't even gonna jack. I ain't even gonna dignify that. I don't even gonna respond to that. And I think people who are listening can also say, you know what? These guys don't know what the hell they talking about. But you know what? Because your name might be mentioned, you might get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 views just off the fact that somebody mentioned your name in a bad light. And I think that's the culture of what has happened with YouTube that has made this thing turn into a nasty monster. So kind of people tune in now. Oh, shoot. Yo, he threw Mikey name in the mix. Oh, it's lit. No, it ain't really lit because it's just TV. It's nothing happening. You know what I'm saying? It's just all smoke and mirror. It looked like it's some really crazy stuff happening. Nothing's happening. Just words. Nothing's happening behind the scenes. It's just stuff people never really been with individuals. It's just a bunch of games being played.
Yo, the link is in the chat for, credible people that want to come up here and speak.
Sure.
Pop out. You know what I mean? We can talk about credibility. Pull up. You know what I'm saying? I just put the link in the chat. We ain't against dudes coming up here to talk and speaking for dudes, for whatever. We talking about credibility and the issues. If you feel like, you know what I'm saying, let's pop out. Come up here, talk. And we take it from there. We're not gonna let you just slander people and we're gonna cut that off. And we ain't doing that up here. But with credibility.
Well, Roski's saying, hold on, Harlem was never in the streets. He was just around real dudes. Even Gotti more credible than Harlem Legend. Personally, Gotti was working for me and his cousin. Y'all think Gotti a lame? LOL, shaking my head. No, actually, we don't think Gotti's a lame. What we're saying is we don't know him. Huh?
Yeah, we don't know him.
We don't know him. That's honestly what we're saying. We don't know him. No, we don't know the guy. And that's not saying that he don't get busy or he don't. To us, it doesn't matter if you get busy or not, quite frankly. Right?
Exactly.
I'm not saying he's a lame or he's not a lame. That's not an issue that's on my radar, quite frankly.
Yeah, that's not the issue here.
Yeah, that's not the issue. I'm actually more concerned about, whether or not if I'm going to get a 16-year-old a job tomorrow. Actually, that's what's really on my radar, right? Not whether or not if somebody get busy or not. I'm keeping it real. When I get a call 2, 3 in the morning about a 15-year-old kid getting shot because he was GD or a 12-year-old girl who don't want to be blood no more, or when that stuff reaches me, I'm impacted by it differently. So I don't know who these individuals are, and it doesn't really matter to me. You dig what I'm saying? I'm more concerned about making more, impactful and uplifting decisions in the lives of in the lives of others. That's what's more important to me. Shout out to Daquan. What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
How you doing? How the big bros doing, man? How y'all, man? How y'all day was today, man?
Oh, it was great, bro. It was great, bro. Me and Shane went to the park,
man.
You know what I'm saying? We went to the park. We just chilling. Hey, it's easy, good vibes. You know what I'm saying? Come up here, talk to the people who's mess with y'all. You know what I mean? And just put more good content out there, more good vibes, bro.
That's a fact.
Yo, Bucks, I don't mean to cut you off. I apologize. Somebody asked a great question. Is it possible someone that's not credible can deliver a real message? I get what y'all saying, but a lot of the times we judge the messenger without receiving the message. Yo, Chuck Hampton, I think you're misconstruing what Mikey and I are saying. You can come up here and speak the truth and the message be good, but that truth gets diluted when you then try to pull other individual credible messengers in the mix to try to bolster that message of truth. And that can then water down your credibility. If you're credible, if your message is credible, then remain consistent. But when you lose consistency and credibility is when you now try to name drop and throw people's names in the mix to give yourself more credibility as if you're in the mix with individuals who really, forget it. But what I'm saying is that, that can water down your credibility. Yo, pardon me, Bucks. I apologize, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
They need not. You nailed that right there. You know, everybody,
Answer
they
that question
forget.
too much if you can. Answer that for us.
Yeah, well, you know, for me, you know, I think pretty much a lot of people forget the rule of standing on law. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, it comes with things where, you know, like I be told, I'm 46. Yo, swallow your pride. It don't taste that bad. You know what I mean? So for you to take something, you see somebody listening to the message, instead of them gaining or getting some from the message, they too busy worrying about how the message is being delivered. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of these young dudes, old dudes, they get confused. And for example, the homie Mo just was talking, right? So somebody will take what he's saying and spin it through a whole remix on it to make they self look credible. We don't got to do that. You know what I mean? It's more or less like they said, can you not be a stand-up dude and talk with credibility? Sure, if you stand on what you say. Consistency. Don't say one thing and then you turn around and you saying, oh no, I didn't do that. I did this. That's not credible. You know what I'm saying? You're shooting yourself in the foot. You don't have to be somebody else to be wanted and respected. And I think that's where a lot of our youth we getting it twisted. You know, they think they got to be the shoot 'em up, bang bang. They got to be the, like, you know what I mean? It ain't no guy stepping up now like, hey, yo, nah, I'm not into that. Like, you ain't cool to shoot nothing down that'll put a nigga away for a million years. But when you talking about bringing $1 to a nigga eardrum, you corny, man. Nigga ain't trying to hear that.
Let me tell y'all something. Like, I see them talking about Gotti and his kid Roski. I don't know these dudes. I don't know Roski. I don't know Bullets Gotti. He mentioned
I just saw Roski's name.
Check it out. He mentioned Relocked In. He said that you know, we put Tip Top name out there and Tip Top is a good dude or whatever. This is what he's saying in his live. I'm not saying Tip Top is not a good dude now, but in his paperwork, he told. Now look, I'm not saying that we spoke on it. That's something that I read that. I read the paperwork. I would never came up here if I just looked at the Harlem Legends show, the 05 Venom show. I read the paperwork. Let me tell you something. In prison, what we do in prison, and this is where I learned this from. Sometimes we go to the law library and we don't do nothing but read the law journal. I'm lying, Mo? We read the law journal from all the new cases that's coming out. Sometimes we go in there, we search names. We send them through the database and see what it spits out, right? Tip Top is a street legend. He's a jail legend, and he's a legend in the streets. That is news on YouTube, and we're going to speak on news. We're not the one exposing dudes and doing none of that. That's why in the title of the content was 050 exposes Tip Top. Because the 050 movement is who's exposed them. We were just expounding on it and using it to show these kids what these legendary dudes is doing that they're following. You see what I'm saying? All right, check it out. Bullets Gotti takes that, says me saying all this stuff about Tip Top, mentions somebody else, right? He mentions this other guy. I'm gonna say his name, CK. It's all over his page. He mentions CK. I went to his page because I seen he's saying CK is snitching and that nobody want to see the paperwork. The paperwork is some number that says a name, a number. That's not paperwork. See, this is why you need dudes that been in this type of situation to show you what DD5s are. Real court documents, or like Harlem Legend and 050 the movement does. They show you where you can go Google it, how you can get the link to the actual court case, and show you the paperwork. That's real. That's real factual paperwork. That's why I commended Harlem. He did his work, and he did what he was supposed to do. Now this kid Gotti, he keeps saying his name, but he not producing no paperwork. So I see people. I'm looking at the comments. I see people in the comments asking for the paperwork. Where is it at? And there is no paperwork. So to me, that right there shoots you, makes you uncredible. Once you do that right there and you're lying, now if you don't know, or if you can say like, wait a minute, this right here makes him sus. It's something here, I can't find it, but in the streets, if you come from the streets, where you're using the jargon and the terminologies of a person that was in a gang or in the streets, then you know paperwork is law. If you don't got it, you don't got it. And if a person was official until that time, until that paperwork comes up, then you got to treat him as an official dude. You can't say, "Oh, I think MB did something wrong, so I'm gonna just get up on the internet and slander his name," and you don't know what is going on. So this is the credibility. This is what shows who's credible to me and who is not. And I'm not saying just because you were in a gang or you were in prison or you were in music or you played basketball does not make you credible to talk. This is what makes you uncredible when you start lying or being biased because Tip Top is somebody you looked up to and CK is somebody you beefing with. So you saying after you see all this paperwork on Tip Top, he's a good dude, he's not a rat. And after you see all this paperwork, but you're saying you have no paperwork on CK, but you still say he's a rat. This unqualifies me to ever believe you again about anything.
So
and he don't know neither one of them.
Yeah. So yeah, and this is another thing.
But before you go, Mo, even if he didn't know him, if he was a journalist and he did Harlem Legend, don't know 050, they don't know those dudes, but they did the research. They did the proper research. So they have credibility to speak on it. Once you did the research, you read, and now I'm showing you what I found after I researched. So you don't gotta know. I'm not saying you have to know a person to speak on them, and that's what somebody was saying earlier in the chat.
And they give the brothers a chance to clear their name too. So that's definitely solution.
Nah, definitely. It's not like they spoke about that and then they, but so this is what I wanted, and I want to add that to what Mikey's saying. So my thing is that to Mikey's point, that the youth themselves, they are the ones who are most adversely impacted by the decisions that take place within the gang subculture, right? Because they don't have the mental developmental intellect to be able to distinguish between falsehood and truth. So a lot of times they're just following individuals off of that blind energy, right? So what happens is that when they're young and this is taking place, individuals are spending countless years investing their time in these individuals, right? And these individuals happen to mislead people. So I don't know Tip Top. So I'm not speaking about Tip Top, his paperwork, or any of that. I'm speaking specifically about the youth following individuals who mislead them, and they end up investing a significant portion of their lives following individuals who should not be followed. So I'm speaking broadly, all right? And I'm talking about the harms associated with that and what that can do, not only to their lives, to their families' lives, what that can do to our communities, what that ultimately can do overall for us as a people. So when I put it into that right there, as King James just said, the blind leading the blind, we end up having more problems in our communities than anything. You think I'm saying? I personally believe that the gang subculture has been a big issue in terms of it being destructive to our people. Look at where we're at right now. Ask ourselves, has it benefited all of us as a whole to the extent that we own businesses, we're not killing each other, we're not going back and forth to prison? No, the reality is that our youth are suffering. People are out there in the streets dying. All right. Individuals is following people blindly. The blind leading the blind. It's just it's a mess. You know what I'm saying? So I'm speaking from that standpoint. I don't care if it's Tip Top. I don't care if it's Drip Drop. I don't care who the name is, right? I don't care what name you identify with. I don't care what gang you are associated with. I'm speaking to all of these gangs. I'm speaking to everybody who's following them. If you're not using your own intellect, when you allowing individuals to manipulate you and take you on a wild ride, you can lose 15, 20 years of your life, or you might not never come back from that. And I think that's the much bigger harm, more than anything that we can discuss. And that's what we locked in are focusing on, the much broader picture, bringing these issues to the forefront so we can look at them and say, you know what? How can we encourage individuals not to fall victim to the same poor decisions that Mikey B made, the same poor decisions that Moshe made, the same poor decisions that KK made, that Bucks made, that all of us made? And the best advice is to be harsh with them, not to the extent that you're trying to, beat them down, but you tell them, listen, this is what this culture is about. Be careful when you go up in there. I don't know who's what and who's this. I could care less about that. I know where it can lead you. And that's the much bigger lesson that we need to be talking about. Listen, if you pulling up for the first time on We Locked In, there should be no reason why you're not coming and hitting that like button. You're not subscribing. You're not sharing it. And you're not putting your comments in the chat, man. Today we talking about a number of issues, man. Who's credible on YouTube, man? Who else want to pull up? Maybe these individuals could pull up talking about how credible they are. Defend your honor. Defend yourself, right? I don't even know how to invite them on, right? But I'm saying come on, right? Right, Mikey? I don't even know these individuals, but come on. Hassan Campbell. Who wants to come on? Who wants to come on?
That's a fact. Come stand on law, man. Be a man's man. Pretty much.
Yeah. Speak up, yeah. Pull up, speak up.
Yeah, who wants to come on Locked In and talk about how credible they are and what makes them credible?
Yeah, what makes you credible? Pull up and talk about that. What makes you credible? I mean, the stuff we talk about is relevant. Me and myself, let's talk about matter of fact, let's tell them how we credible, Moshe. I did 25 years. Moshe did 22. I was down for a double homicide, 2 attempts. While in, I caught 2 new charges on COs. 5 flats apiece. I was blood for 20 years, over 20 years. Gang coach. I was a leader for the Lion. For most of the time, I was in a gang. I was a leader. I was a godfather of a set. I was jacked by all the nations. In blood on the East Coast. I was in music. I'm a part of the legacy of Desert Storm. I used to run with Tribe Called Quest, Consequence. These are my guys. We in music. That's my life story. You know what I'm saying? I was physical. I was hands-on. I led from the front. If you hear a lot of stories about me, if you really know about who I am, they're gonna tell you I was out there. I was putting it in. I was a major worker. When I was a part of it, not to just toot my horn. I try to be humble up here, and not to put that out there for these kids. But I was violent. I had a violent problem coming up, and that's something that I had to deal with in prison. For me to come out here and be successful in the streets, making that transition out of gangs and doing all that. I'm no longer in a gang. I'm not fronting. I'm not faking. I don't do none of that. I left the gang life in prison where I picked it up at. So that's some of the things why I'm credible about the issues and things that I talk about. I taught it. I'm a book publisher. I started my publishing company in 2005. I published 4 books. I have edited and helped other brothers get their work published. I have taught writing classes. I have taught history classes. I have taught financial empowerment classes. I'm a case manager in the community right now. I advocate for prisoners. Have been to Albany. I have spoken to senators. I speak in the community all the time. I speak to the kids. I spoke in Harlem at ATI to people with cases that's going to court. That's just some things that make me credible about the things that I talk about. Go ahead, Moshe.
Well, I'm a firm believer on this, man. And my brother Mikey, man, I'm gonna speak on Mikey, right? Before I talk on myself. And one thing that I'm gonna say is this, right? Mikey B, man, I always tell you this, my brother. You were the first individual who, forget about all the violence and all that. We all knew that about you. That right? You get crazy, busy, whatever, right? We all know that, right? But that wasn't what impressed me about you. My being impressed with you was your impact that you had in terms of you teaching brothers how to become entrepreneurs from prison. In spite of the fact that you had all the time that you had, I had all the time that I had, and everybody from our era was given all that damn time, you still, under those dark conditions, was able to rise up and show us as young Black men that we can still tap into our best selves and become entrepreneurs under the foot of oppression. That, to me, is one of the biggest impacts that you had in my life. So what I did was, before I came out here, I incorporated my LLC along with my wife. That's the impact that you had on me. Of course, I knew you got busy. Of course, and we ain't even going to talk about all the other stuff. Now, you asked me to speak about you. You asked me to speak about myself. I'm going to simply say this, man, and I'm going to say this with all due respect. I'll let the people be the ones to speak about me and tell you what they feel when I was in their presence, if they've gained benefit, and I'll let them individuals talk about how credible I am. Because I'm gonna tell you why I say that, man. I'm not looking for anybody praise or anything. The only one I praise is Allah. That's the only one I'm putting my head down on the floor and giving all praise and thanks to. I don't owe nothing to nobody but Allah. To strive my best to live as a righteous example. And I don't mean I'm gonna be perfect. It's gonna be some days I'm gonna fall off that camel and I'm gonna have to get my black butt back up off that ground. But I ain't got to come up here and tell you, oh yeah, I don't gotta do all that. Ask the people about it.
Man, I'm gonna talk about you then. I'm gonna talk about your credibility. Like I said, Moshe, he retired. He was amongst the ranks in prison as well. UBN, a big bro in the UBN for years. Was a big hat. He retired in prison. Got degrees in prison. Went to college. Taught classes in prison. Me and him sat in classes. We sat in like multiple classes. I was, when I was in the prison, Moshe pulled up, and I was still blood at this time. And Moshe, as soon as he see me, yo, bro, and this is the first time we met in the flesh. Yo, put me in the classes. So he come into the classes. And we taught each other. Moshe been a teacher. He been a guy that stood in the front for the peoples. He sacrificed his freedom and his life on the front line for the peoples against those racist people in prison, bro, which is a feat that a lot of people that's in the gang culture wouldn't even do. A lot of these dudes are suckers. Homie is known. He's known for that. That's he caught new charges. He got broken up for going at it with those people with them COs in prison. And he was really a frontline soldier on real revolutionary times. What y'all gotta understand is, in that gang culture, you had different subsets and different individuals that followed. We were all in Black history classes. A lot of homies didn't go, but we were. You had, and that's why we doing the things that we out here doing, because our whole mindset was revolutionary from the beginning, and not only the destruction of our peoples, which made our transition out of the gangs and back to the community so easy, because all along we had the hearts of generals for the people. You understand? So even as a like I said, as a big homie, as him being a big homie, we were teaching. And his elite minded. His shit was called elite minded. Like, it wasn't even like a gangster name for his set. You know what I'm saying? So, and he was a part of other things as well. But just to so y'all know that, y'all that don't know that, like I said, he was a leader for years. He was a great leader. And he changed his life. You know what I'm saying? By the will of Allah. You see, you got a school for your heat. He's on his dean. My bro's official. You know what I'm saying? He's a stand-up guy all around. He's solid. He's solid everywhere. And people jack him for that. You know what I'm saying? People go mess with him in and out the gangs. Everybody going to mess with Moshe because they know he's solid and what kind of a stand-up individual that he is. And let me tell you something. Even with guys that are making a transition out for whatever reasons, or staying in or doing whatever, we were taught by elders that were, some were in gangs and some weren't. A lot of the guys that taught us were Nubian, guard body, Muslim, neutral. A lot of these guys,
Black Panthers.
We had the real Black Panthers teaching us in prison. Not no fake. We had the real ones, the real Black Panthers that did 30 and 40 years in our classes. We had these guys on the gate teaching us in prison as youths. They was taking them to the box because they were saying, yo, y'all revolutionizing the Bloods. So we really like cut from a different cloth, really. The dudes that can vouch for us, the dudes that ran in our circles, were on a different level than his regular YouTube stuff. That's why Moshe say he's not a blogger. Once you put it, me personally, what I feel is once you put yourself in a certain arena, then you all kind of like a blogger. You all kind of like, you know what I'm saying? You have to, we are that somewhat, but on the same token, we come into our community as credible messengers. We come with the credibility of dudes that lived this life, lived the street life. We was heavy in the streets. We was heavy in the streets before we came to prison, before we got into gangs. We were doing things. So that's just, you know, Moshe is a great dude, bro, great brother. And let me tell you something. What y'all gotta understand is this, because I see a lot of guys in here, from different gang structures. And let me tell you something, bro. Violence, the best, all the violent dudes got hit. Everybody gets hit, everybody get hurt. The best thing about the guys that I know that I looked up to was brotherly love. That was the best thing. Showing love to your peoples. That was the best. That's what made me so solid. That's why you see dudes running up on me, and I could pop out with all kind of dudes, because dudes know I'm solid. I stand on my name. If I mess with you, I mess with you. If I don't, I don't. I don't set nobody up. I don't do sucker stuff. And when I was in that shit, when I was a part of that structure, dudes knew if we had it, and I'm coming for you. Wasn't no, nah, bro, ain't nothing happening. Nah, when I see you, you know what it is. That's why I was on it. So everything was really solid. Everything was really cut and dry and black and white. Out here in the streets, it's a lot of gray area, and this is why everything is so messed up. For him to have, for a lot of these dudes, not just him, but for a lot of these dudes to have all of these followers and all these people agreeing with them, it's got to be something wrong, because you are straight up lying. If you are a straight up liar and everybody can see that and know that, then how could yo, what's up? You got something else on, KK? But that's the whole thing about being solid, bro. Like I said, my brother Moshe, you know, these guys is legendary, and we legendary in the streets, and that's another thing. We got our legend from actually doing a lot of wrong. Real talk. So to combat that, to balance out the scales, we out here giving back to our community. My bro, he speak for free. I speak for free. I pull up and talk. I come out here, we talk. A lot of this time, we wasn't getting no money from YouTube. We not getting no real money for this. You know what I'm saying? We come up here and we giving out quality content over views and over other things, so people can have the alternative to some garbage that's going on up here. Real talk. You know what I mean? Real brothers that care about their people. You know what I'm saying? We got somebody else in the studio. Roski, show your face, Roski.
Yo, Mikey B, salute. Yo, y'all can hear me?
All right, peace, bro. We can hear you, man. You
All
at work.
right,
That's
so,
good, man.
All right, so check this out, right? Yo, do any of y'all know, because I heard you mention also Bosley, right? You know who that is, right?
Yes, I do know what that is.
All right, do you know what he went to jail for?
I don't know him personally. I don't know his story as far as any of that. I think I seen some views on shooting mistakenly shot a kid.
All right. You know who exposed that, right?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I exposed that.
I mean, listen.
But dude said I'm not credible though. But I listen, this is what happened. The dude came online capping. You understand? He was going at Gotti. You know, I grew up with Gotti, by the way. You understand? All that internet stuff talking about Gotti this and Gotti that. I know boy in real life. You know, this is the internet. Dudes gonna make their own perspective on somebody that they don't know. Now Gotti, he did what he did. You understand? Like who ain't been a victim? You understand? But me personally, Gotti, man, I'm not gonna say too much, but like at the end of the day,
that's a good thing.
Gotti ain't with these clowns and these weirdos on the internet say. Now I'm gonna say this, right? Also, Bossy went at it with Gotti, right? And as me being Gotti, mans, I went at Also Bossy. So Also Bossy was coming on YouTube capping like he this and he that. So what I did, so what Gotti did, he looked up the nigga case. This nigga shot a fucking 11-year-old kid. So the nigga was coming on YouTube lying. So
yo, listen, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not. I don't want to.
You ain't got yo.
Listen, hear me out. I don't want to. We don't want to make this as a forum to get into other dudes' quarrels, bro. If you want to show the credibility of yourself,
no, it is credit. That's what I'm about to tell you.
Or you want to speak on the credibility of Bullets Gotti, do that. But we just not.
Listen. This is about, because I hear a clown in the chat that's talking about I'm lying on Also Bosley. So listen, if I'm lying, then if you go on my channel, then why there's a victim on my channel that's saying that this dude Also Bossy shot him. Where he went to jail for, Also Bossy went to jail for, the victim came on my platform and said that nigga right there shot an 11-year-old kid.
All
Right,
right,
but
all
I'm
right.
not
Hear me
credible.
out. I'm not saying.
Niggas be haters on this shit though. Like, you know,
I'm
niggas
not
be
saying
haters.
that. Like I
That's
said,
all.
I don't know the truth of that. I'm not. You know, I didn't really research that. I didn't seen. You know, I've been out here for about a year and a half now. I've been home for a year and a half now, and
Okay.
I've been in tune with certain things, but I don't know the truth or I would have to do my check on that. But regardless,
Check. It's on my channel. The
I
victim,
mean, like I said,
the victim
regardless,
is 22 years old. The victim is 22 years old now. I interviewed him, and that's why that dude mad, because I exposed one of his people. Like, but niggas said I'm not credible though.
I know that,
You
but that's what I'm
understand?
saying.
Roski, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Shout it out, my brother. How you doing, man?
Nah, I'm
And-
chilling, man. I just see a lot of dudes in the chat trolling. That's all,
well,
man.
listen, we'll focus on the individuals that's on the panel, right? So let me just say this to you with all due respect, right? And I have to defend my brother Mikey. And Mikey basically stated this when we was talking about Oso Bosley. He stated it in the context of him just subscribing to individuals on YouTube page. So he's not saying that somehow that's his man, or you know, he's credible or he's not, or this. He's simply saying because, hold on, my brother, that's simply because he might have been involved in a particular culture, in this case, the gang, that he can speak from his perspective, from experiences. Now, he did state that individuals told him that Son was official, right? Now, he doesn't know him personally. It's not his man personally, right?
Yeah,
he never trenches with him personally.
I met him. I don't know.
So it's not that type of situation. It's not like individuals is developing these relationships with individuals on YouTube and we really putting thought into this. It's not that serious from our perspective. What we're doing up here is giving individuals an opportunity to speak about some of the stuff that they may be involved in and how that can be of benefit to other individuals. Is it benefiting you? Is it benefiting our listeners? But for the most part, we're not up here really trying to like create a channel where individuals is going. In fact, our channel was the channel you can come to where individuals can kind of like settle their differences. Yeah, let's go to this, right? It ain't really important and all that. See, for me and Mikey and all of us, we got a different agenda. So the Oso Bosley dude, we don't even know him. We don't know him. You dig what I'm saying? So what you might, your experiences in the stuff you might have endured with him, that's your own issue.
Yeah, that's between y'all. We don't
y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's
I feel you and all that, but you know, dudes in the chat trolling. So I'm like, yo.
I mean, I wouldn't even worry about them trolls. You gonna have them.
Like,
you know what trolls do?
Don't play. Y'all niggas don't play with me, man. I had to step out from work to get at these niggas. These niggas don't show their face. They troll. They never show their face. And one of these dudes in the chat, one of these dudes is a child predator. You understand? So like boy, cut it out. Yo, executioner, cut it out, boy. Cut it out, executioner. Chill out, boy.
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Stop playing with me, man.
That's honestly, that's none of our business, bro. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. That's really just none of our business. Like, I mean, we could really kill it. I don't even know anybody, most of the individuals in this chat. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, so we just trying to put out content that is pure, that's healthy, that's beneficial. You dig what I'm saying? If you're trying to go somewhere with that, like on another channel, it might sound like something somewhere else. But for us, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. It's not even important over here, man. But King,
it's about self right now, King. You got a better shot of talking about you at work, getting to a bag. More about what you bring to life, and you know what I mean, what makes you more credible. You know what I mean? It's more on you, King. I mean, you know what I mean? This ain't the channel to talk about another guy. No, this is for you to, you know what I mean, showcase what you bring to life. You know what I mean? What makes you credible, and what makes you feel, or more or less, what makes you move in that manner of being a king. Period.
Yeah. To be honest, man, I don't really, you know, if you tell your stories on here, dudes gonna run with it. You're gonna run with your story and remix your story. That's why I don't like to even come on here and even tell them what I've been through. Cause you got clown niggas that'll come on here, like for instance, you got these dudes online. They know a song Kim, whatever a song Kim been through. They know he got molested. You know what they do? You got these weirdo dudes like Executioner. Oh, he was penetrated. Oh, he loved it. How you gonna say somebody loved getting molested? Like, these dudes is weirdos. You can't tell.
But let me tell you something.
YouTube is not the place to tell your stories, man.
We on YouTube. No, it is. It is. YouTube is the place to tell your story because it's changed. Regardless, it's changing lives. It's changing lives. People are up here making money. People are up here, you know, connecting with other things. So it is a place to tell your story. But my whole thing, like I said, we was talking on the issue of credibility. We trying to keep it on that. And you know, we appreciate you for tapping in on us with that. You know what I mean? But We don't have nothing personal with nobody on YouTube.
Nah, it shouldn't be personal, man. That's why, man.
None of these stories that we hear,
Yeah.
none of these stories that we might speak on, is nothing personal with us with that. I see a lot of dudes saying it's like, you know, it's nations against nations out here. I mean, it might be that with other dudes, but we don't care about that. We got friends that are, you know, everybody, you know, of the spectrum of everything. You know what I mean? We got guys that really mess with us. You know what I'm saying? In all factions. So, you know, we don't really subscribe to all of that. And I respect the fact that you're making your stories and you doing what you got.
I respect your platform. I respect you, and I respect you. Y'all one of the two I respect on here. Mikey B and Moshe. Y'all the only two I respect on these other.
What about my brother KK? What about my brother
KK?
Hey, yo, hold on. I was about to say something,
Yo, you too quiet, KK. You gotta do all the work for a week, KK. You too quiet.
What's up?
Nah. Y'all the only two, respectfully, man. Y'all the only two I respect on here. But like I said, these other dudes, man, I don't really. Nah. They're not.
Yo, let me tell you something, bro. Look, because a lot of dudes, bro, they like get this whole thing messed up, and they take a lot of this stuff personal. And don't get me wrong, some of these guys get personal on here. They get very personal. I see dudes posting up people's families. You know, dudes is on dudes' Instagram. They go from one, they might be on YouTube, they go find you on, they real trolls. And they doing a lot of personal stuff. There's a lot of personal things being going down on here. But you know, that's how, let me tell you something. Sometimes when you open up the bag, you don't know what's gonna jump out the bag.
Exactly.
So you gotta be ready. And like, you know, a lot of people are saying, dudes is talking about dudes, dudes still jacking dudes. I don't care who's jacking them, if they ratted up, I don't care about that. I just had a story. I seen something that the kids could utilize and the youth that could utilize, and I'm gonna put it out there. That's it. I don't care about the rest of the stuff. And I know the story was an actual fact. I see that the stories is real. And that's what we use. That's all we use. We're gonna deal with real stuff. We don't care about the rest of that stuff, bro.
Nah, man, man. Y'all just gotta know, like I said, man, niggas you could be whatever you want on the internet. A lot of these dudes be capping, man.
That's true.
Like when you said Harlem Legend, a street dude, I'm like, he was in the streets. What? Like, come on, man.
I mean, let me tell you something.
Don't do that. Man.
I mean, I don't know. Let me tell you something. I wasn't in the streets with Harlem Legend. But what I heard, he was out there. I don't know him personally. I wasn't out there with him. But there's different
he said that. He said that. You don't see no certified niggas saying it. Come on.
There's different levels of the street thing. We all know. I mean, all of us might not know, but now you do. There's different levels to the street thing. Right or wrong?
No, I feel you on that, but these dudes be capping, man. Like, stop, like, yo, I'm from Brooklyn, man. Like, I can see a fake nigga when they talk, man. Harlem Legend, he an internet nigga. And
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I can't really say that. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. For you to view it like that, that's a credibility issue, though. See, this is the things we got to check, because you can't look at somebody and say, like, if he's a street dude because of how he looks or how he talks. You don't know. I know some guys.
I'm not saying how he look. I'm not saying how he look. I'm not saying no. Look, I know these. I know.
What's your definition, homie, of a street nigga? Let me ask that, King. What's your definition of a street nigga?
Yo, homie. Yo, you hear me?
Yo.
Hold on. Let me see something.
Yo, hold on. That's China. Hold on. 050. Hold on. Let me. Hold on. If you're speaking, let me make sure when one person is talking, please, man. This is the rules is that nobody is gonna overtalk nobody. Everybody's gonna have their voice. We're gonna respect everybody. 050, shout it out, man. What's up? He's off.
Hold on. He just tapped out. Hold on. He tapped out. But yo, this is what I'm saying though, bro. The whole thing is that'll be an issue. That will be a credibility issue, because how could you tell who somebody is if you ain't do a background check on them, or just because you looking at him, or of how is he speaking? I know some dudes that were in the streets going hard, and you couldn't tell from how they looked. I see some dudes, like I met guys like that in prison. So you can't tell a book by its cover. I would never say you're not credible because of how you look or how you speak on the internet. I would never do that. I would have to do some type of, research on you in order to, and that's what the whole thing. We're not doing the research.
Right. That's a fact.
Dudes up here, and you ain't really doing a background check. You don't even know, like, I mean, it's just bad, man. The internet is bad, man. The internet is bad, bro.
And see, you discrediting a brother who, where actually he bring the paperwork up. He not talking just to be talking out his mouth. That man do his due diligence
So that
with
make him
paperwork.
credible. That make him
That
credible because he
no,
filed some paperwork.
that makes what he talk about credible because
That's right.
that he's showing you that
That is true.
he's
Proper
and he's
research.
giving you
That's
the
understandable.
the
But
option to go
does that
look
make
it
him
up.
a street nigga though? Does that make him a street
We not
nigga?
talking about street nigga,
Alright.
King.
Alright.
You know what I mean? We not
Alright.
talking about being
Yo,
we
listen.
talking about somebody being a journalist. He's doing his due diligence and he's also giving you the opportunity to do the same thing.
Let
That's
me
true.
say,
So
let me say
so
something,
check
bro.
this out. Check this out. Do you think he would talk the way like that? How he talk? Don't you think he would do that in Tip Top Face? You think he would do that? Like, yo, why you a rat? You think he would do that?
I'm not looking at it like that though, King. I'm not looking at it like that.
Hold on. That's what I want.
You
That's
see,
what
I wrote
speak
different,
upon,
bro.
right?
If I expose
When
the
we on
snitch,
these
I'm gonna
particular
be face to
platforms,
face, boy. I'm gonna be face.
But that's how you are. Listen, that's how he is in his life. That's how he is in his life. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's bad. Yo, can I say something real quick though? Let me say something real quick, yo. You know, that situation was real sad. We was on, remember the other day, we had the little the show we was talking about self, right?
Yes.
Loving thyself, knowing who self is, right? Not one time did that king speak upon self. He was watching the show. We was in, and he looked like he in a good position. He at work, he get into a bag. That shouldn't have been enough energy to speak on self. We spend too much energy on trying to knock another king down where start from self. You should have a lot of energy to speak on yourself. A nigga got to tell me to shut up talking about me, homie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that goes, you know, to say we just had that show, self. That go a long way. Self. Give yourself the credit and room to learn and grow. Like a lot of these brothers not doing that. You know, they want to straight shoot a shot. They want to go around it. They don't want to listen to the message. They want to dig deep into how the message is being delivered. Like that, we got to stop that, man. You know, like we definitely got to get to the point that, man, start from self, man. Look yourself in the mirror first before you try to belittle anybody else, man.
Bullets Gotti is here. I didn't know. Yo, put that back up. Put the hold up. Hold up. This is important. See, this is why, hold on. This is why the game is messed up right here. If there is no paperwork, then you're not a rat. Bullets Gotti, learn. You're a young guy. You never did no time in the trenches. Learn. I don't care. I'm just talking about the rules that these guys are going by in the streets. That's their rules. These rules were set a long time ago. You can't, if there is none, there's not. He's not one. Stop it, bro. Go ahead, KK. You ain't say nothing all night, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, KK, we apologize, Conrad. Go ahead, brother.
Nah, I was going there, but it was just a few things. You know, I like listening, bro. Listening and then really having something of substance to say though, to actually move forward. Because you started going back and forth with the bro that was on there, and I think a lot of confusion comes on when. Oh, it's prayer time. You know, prayer time's in.
I love to hear that. Look, yeah, but, time to pray.
You know, dudes get confused as far as, oh, a person in the street dude or not. This is the internet, and like your brother said, like he's a journalist. Dudes is considered when you come on these particular platforms, right? You stepping into a different world. This is a professional setting. People actually make, they make a living off of this, or they look for a job and look to do certain things off of this particular thing. Now, there are times where dudes do cross the line, and that is the problem. That is the problem. Just like when you have in music where lines get blurred, where you're supposed to be an entertainer, yet you want to be a damn trapper and a robber and a shooter. Like it doesn't mix. So it's just like pick what profession you're actually trying to be in. If you want to be in the streets, go ahead, be in that. If you want to be out trying to help the people and build the people, then actually do that. And a lot of times dudes do not know their actual purpose, man, or they get confused in that particular part by being on these particular platforms.
Yeah,
confused.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you all the way, bro. Word. I ain't mean to cut you off. I kind of adding on what you were saying. I agree, bro. Word.
And it's just us because we had the conversation, even building with this platform where we locked in, and because we really want to do something. It ain't just about just talking. You really want to actually help and build the people. But in the process, we starting to really understand too that this is a business, and you actually can make like your brother was saying, how are we going to earn money to help fund some of this programs or things that we can do. We actually can do that with this. We actually can make money on this particular platform to help build some of the stuff that needs to be built in these hoods, in these neighborhoods, in these nonprofit organizations, whatever help. But now it's just like how to actually address it, how to actually deal with the people, and also making them aware of the power that they have or the power of their particular voice. Because they get on there and you talk slick and you get a bunch of followers because you slick talking. You thinking you the man now. You just gonna keep slick talking because you're getting followers, and now powers that be them monetize you because you done got a certain amount of followers. So you just get to just talk trash, whatever, and that's not the purpose, bro. We have to get away from that.
Yeah,
people got to get away from that.
I think, and that goes back to consistency, And one thing, man, to Mikey's point, man. I mean, if we out here, we doing work that's critical, right? That's needed. I don't know, man. For me, my perception of looking at things is a little bit different.
Yo, build on this, please, Moshe. I want to interrupt you. Get your thought out and build on this, please.
All right. Oh, all right. Now, is something in particular you want me to touch on?
It's up on the screen. Please get build on 50, that.
50, nobody.
Please, the panel. The panel needs to build on this.
Oh, it said 50. Nobody got balls to say that in Alpo face if he was alive or when he. All right. So I mean, do I even? I mean, he's not even alive no more. I don't even want to speak about him.
I respect that, but just the notion of, because they're saying, let me tell you something.
I forget him. Listen, I got something. Forget
right, forget him.
About Alpo period. But even being in prison, right, dude, it's the same thing. You had guys that told that was tough, right? That will fight, that will stab you, that will cut you, but they will tell too. And certain dudes wouldn't say that. So certain dudes not even going to play with him. If you're going to do something to him, you're going to do something to him. It ain't going into the face, you telling the person, man, you a rat. What are you doing? We ain't here to be just telling people. You ain't telling people that. If you know it, two things you're going to do. Either you're not going to do nothing or you are going to do nothing.
That bullet's got to go back.
Running back and forth, saying and talking and
hold on, put that bully got his quote back up. What he just said about his family did state and fed time and stuff like that.
I don't know this. Hold on.
Put that back up there.
But let me hold on. Let me build on that topic before we move on.
All right.
Now, I'm just talking about in the content of journalism. These guys are mixing up what dudes do here on YouTube, as far as putting people out, exposing dudes from a journalistic perspective to what goes on in the streets. I gotta say that you did this in your face, and this whole type. Bro, does that make it not true? All they are
separated in the streets. That's not being done.
Does it make it just because he didn't say it in Alpo's face, Tip Top's face, or anybody's face? Does that make it not true? Put that in the chat. All y'all, let's see what y'all got to say about that. Does that make the paperwork not true? Does that make what he did, whenever he did it, not true? See, that's why Harlem Legend was credible, because what he was talking about was the truth.
And he allowed the brother to come on to speak.
And he allowed the brother to come on and defend himself and talk and tell his story from his perspective. So the whole thing is, y'all are trying to mix the street with this internet, and that can never work, because guys up here, like Buck said earlier and KK said, are journalists. When you enter this arena, you're coming from a journalistic perspective. This is what guys are not understanding, and they're not. And once you come up here, these dudes are not in the streets. This is not the streets. I heard people say slick stuff like these internet streets. These internet streets is not the same thing as them Brooklyn streets, you heard? Or them Queens streets, or them Harlem streets, or them Bronx streets, or them Syracuse or LA streets. Totally
I'm not giving you like a the streets. I'm not giving you my opinion on something that you did wrong. You just getting dealt with. That's it. You're not going like, and this is the thing that people get. If you're here to have a conversation and work out certain things, then you're here to have a conversation and work.
I guess these tough, listen, what I'm seeing though, and what we need to really expound on is that these tough,
there's nothing to argue about. She's right.
These tough guys that told on people got these dudes scared. So I don't know. I mean, maybe y'all can expound on that, but I'm just saying, because I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. This is so like I don't
Nah.
even understand how we even having this
No,
conversation.
and that's why this is always a slippery slope. And
Yeah.
so when individuals took the stand on me and my crimey bro, it was individuals that knew us our whole lives. So my thing is this, right? I'm not trying to come up here and try to convince individuals who are watching YouTube and stuff like that, and we don't know who's in these chats, right? These are the faceless people who are just adding comments to real life situations, right? So this can be almost anybody for that matter, right? So I'm not trying to convince a bunch of people who I don't know, because the people who I thought I knew told on me, right? So I'm not trying to convince people about the significance about what principles and values are as it pertains to a lifestyle that I thought individuals in my life lived, right? I don't know individuals enough to know if they're living these lifestyles and principles that we was out there in the streets living, Mikey. We don't know that, right? So the concept is that when you kind of come into this space and this space is being used as an opportunity to kind of denigrate people and put people on platforms and bring people down and all that, it's all optics. It's all for TV. It makes it for the best selling point. All right. Who can we bring down? Who's this? Who's official? Nobody can really tell who's official, who's this, who's not. You dig what I'm saying? And to the extent, and I mean it because I don't mean it to be misconstrued. I'm saying if individuals are remaining faceless, you'll never be able to be credible in the eyes of individuals who don't know nothing about you. Because that's all this TV stuff is. You can have 6,000-7,000 views. I mean, 1,000 subscribers. It doesn't mean that you got 6,000-7,000 subscribers that these individuals could speak to your credibility. They don't know nothing about you. One thing my wife told me when I first came home, she said, listen, the social media could be your worst enemy. And what I've noticed is this has become our worst enemy as a people. Overall, as a people, it's just a toxic environment. Toxic. And that's all it's being used for is selling points, who can get their views up, who can bring down individuals. Whether or not if individuals told and did this or whatever the case may be, like, that's on you to deal with. That's on you. You got to deal with that. You got to deal with that. You dig what I'm saying? Hold on. What did he say? All right. You said, like I said, CI rats need to get exposed. Now we giving them passes for popularity. So listen, if that's your Bullets Gotti, if that's what your show is about, your claim is about, then you got to do your due diligence and you got to go into your little resources to pull up information on individuals and then produce that. You dig what I'm saying? And then that's how if that's your thing, that's your thing. You dig what I'm saying? But for what we're saying in terms of if all you're doing is saying it and you're not producing anything, then how is it that you're credible? If that's the lifestyle you're living, if you're like a quote unquote a rat hunter, if that's what you're doing, then produce the information so it will add credibility to who you say you are. Because outside of that, to us, individuals who've been through that, you just talking, bro. And quite frankly, I don't think any of us want to hear that. And that's not disrespecting you or anything like that. It's just being honest. You're not producing anything, you're just talking. And I think that's doing anybody who has common sense a disservice. Yo, listen, if you pulling up for the first time, you're tuning in to We Locked In. And I'm your host, Moshe Cancer. I'm here with my comrade Mikey B, my other comrade KK, man. We got Bucks with us, man. 050 movement. He's here with us. I see you got the Bulls hat on. And we talking about some things, man. Some things that is a real slippery slope for some.
Hit that super chat button too, man. Hit that super chat button.
Chat button, man. Not only that, man. Hit that like if you do like it, because some people might come on and be like, I don't like this topic.
Yo, big bro, this joint is sad, big bro. I'm just sitting here, right? And the topic was credibility for self. You know what I'm saying? What can you bring or what have you brought, you know what I mean, to this world of ours to make you stand on law, to make you stand behind what you stand behind? And not one time somebody just popped up and spoke about themselves.
That's why your Bucks. That's why your wisdom,
That's
bro.
right. That was
your
good,
wisdom
Bucks.
is so real, bro. And that's what I
Bucks.
Be Locked In. sometimes I think that individuals miss the bigger picture, Bucks. But I didn't mean to.
Actually, you know it's crazy because when you had mentioned that, right?
Go ahead, Bucks. Go ahead, Bucks.
Yo,
Now,
KK,
go ahead, big bro. It's okay.
Nah, go ahead.
we had mentioned. I just thought about a lot of particular things and where we came from because a lot of us, you know, just from the banging aspect, and people were screaming 5, 5, 5, right? And what it made me do then, I already looked into what the 5 was, right? Like love, peace, truth, justice, and freedom, right? And so
Okay,
I wasn't just saying it.
appreciate
Not
you, bro.
like, oh, love, peace, truth, justice, and freedom. I wanted to figure out what it really meant, what it really stood for, and how can I actually walk on that, right? And then really understanding like every revolutionary act is an act of love, right? For a person to feel comfortable inside of himself, he has to find peace inside of himself. He has to be truthful inside of himself, right? Then understanding what actual freedom was, right? And that's being able to strive and progress in life without no hindrance, right? So seeing that, I'm like, hold up. I kept on doing that. And I end up finding freedom in prison. End up finding freedom in actually what I was doing, which was a blessing. That's why I love, like Ola, I love Damu. I will always say that because it taught and showed me so much. You know what I'm saying? From just being responsible, just the factor of brotherhood and taking those particular concepts and just going and just elevating even more. And that's the thing that we have to continuously do. Keep pushing forward, keep progressing, and keep elevating even more. Taking those particular principles and ideologies that were good, even though it got, you know, some people twisted them and paid no attention to or whatever. These was actually good principles to build and stand upon. You know what I mean? And that's what I actually continued to actually keep doing. And
He said,
now,
who's that guy talking? He's smart. That's KK, man. Y'all know KK?
Man,
You
I
gotta,
know.
start, you gotta go
That's
live
the
for a
truth,
week
though.
by yourself.
and now, I ain't even make a year yet. I'm about to come up on a year being home now, and it's like my first event. I'm about to do my first event now. All right, already like nonprofit already registered to get things going, and we're gonna push that crazy. Once that get going like it's supposed to, this is the connecting factor for all of us that's in particular states that's doing this work. That's really about this work. Like the brother was on there yesterday, really connecting us so we can really do this for real. I mean, not just sit back and just showing faces and just talking. You know?
I definitely want to salute y'all bros though, because you know, I ain't gonna say it's embarrassing, but it's embarrassing to me because y'all bros ain't been home not 2 years, and it took me a long time, man, to sit my ass down, go get a LLC, put that same energy into myself that I put into this Ola movement.
Yeah.
And just to sit and listen to you homies, like, yo, like, you know, it's a how would I say? It's like a you know, it's like when the movement first came up, it's like a movement that you wanted to be down with. You dig what I mean? Like, that's fresh. That's dope to see brothers that, because y'all could have easily folded, yo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all could have easily been like, yo, I'm institutionalized. You know, the saying that we give. You dig what I mean? I got an uncle too, man. Nigga, he just came over doing 37, man.
Wow.
He went down with the Queen's Diner joint, man.
You came under a fake name, Bullets got it. What's your alias?
What's his name?
Hey, what's up, man? What's good?
Yo, what's up with you, man? What's going on, man?
What you doing, bro? What's the deal, bro?
You put us up in
I'm
there.
good.
You said we did something wrong, man. State your claim, bro. You here to state your claim, man. What's up?
What's up, bro?
Hey, yo, listen, man. I don't got no issue with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I see I got y'all platform. I don't got no beef with y'all platform.
Yo,
I
bro,
think what y'all doing. I
we
think what
don't
y'all
got no beef
doing
with
is
you, bro.
yeah.
Let him finish,
I think what y'all doing with y'all platform is a beautiful thing. I just feel like you know, certain individuals is just suspect. You know what I'm saying? Like if a nigga, you know, I'm gonna keep it real, man. I ain't go searching for Corey King shit. You know what I'm saying? A female, her husband is incarcerated in the feds right now. She wanted to know if the nigga was official. She basically was asking me what's up with him. She sent me his whole P-Dub, his state shit, and his federal shit. I ain't know the nigga was in the Fed. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the nigga shit said release date unknown. I look at the Tekashi 6ix9ine shit. His shit says a release date unknown. Why is a nigga that's supposed to be official nigga?
Listen, we knew when Tekashi came out. This is what I'm saying. Hear me out. If you got paperwork, this is what I'm saying. And this is why the internet is messed up. Have you been to prison? Have you been to prison, Gotti?
I've been to DFY.
All right, so you haven't been to prison. You've been to DFY. All right, not saying
Yeah, I've been to DFY.
not taking anything from you on that. But I'm just telling you the rules of engagement, bro. If you don't have, now I'm not saying you can't feel that someone is suspect. You are free to feel that someone is suspect. That's your own thoughts. But even in any category, to call somebody a rat or tail, you have to have paperwork, bro. Let me tell you something. I had times where I felt like, yo, I know something's wrong with this guy, but I didn't have it. So I couldn't do it. That's just how it went down. I'm telling you the law of the streets, bro. I mean, guys that started this before us, before we got into it, before I got in and got out or whatever we did, that was the rules, bro. If you don't have that, they could be suspect to you and you can speak on that. I'm talking about how to make yourself credible, bro. You cannot.
One of the reasons for that.
Go ahead, Kay.
I want to say something. One of the reasons for that, though.
Oh, we got 10 toes down in the building. Let's pull up 10 toes.
A whole whirlwind of things that go on when that type of energy you put out there, right? So not only that person
in the chat
starts going through a bunch of nonsense, right? Himself, right? Saying if it's not true, they start going to stuff. But now they may want to get at the person that's actually said it. I've seen that countless times. Person calls somebody else that, and that person end up getting done to that person or doing something to that person. So it always was like, listen, we'll never ever put that out there unless we really got some real things, because now there's a whole trickle effect that goes on. A whole trickle effect. I remember one time, and to be honest, one time somebody said something like that, mentioned my name, that right, and a bunch of other people got involved before I even said anything, and they got lifted in bed. But a bunch of other people got involved. But this is the reason why, like, if it's not your business and you ain't involved with the type of people and stuff they involved in, listen, stay out of it. Stay out of it. You never know what to come from it.
Yo, KK, let me add to what you and Mikey saying and Bullets. So and I think that this is important too, bro, because so now if some paperwork is there, Brody, right, that still also needs to be investigated as well. And what I mean is that, one, what was the source of where it came from? Is it official court documents? Can we put a FOIA request in? Can we get the same documents that's replicated? Is it something that we need to be able to produce? What were the circumstances? Is it to the extent where maybe the police might have fabricated it? How many young black and brown bodies of individuals we know individuals are false confessions and whatever? So all of the factors have to kind of like be, we got to look at all of this together. And because of experience, because we've known in the past individuals have gotten hurt for information that wasn't accurate. When you put that tag on somebody, you want to make sure that everything is real, so that when you do put that tag on somebody, you know, hands down, this person is no good. And that's all we were trying to say to you, bro, is like, look, bro, like, it has to be authentic for us to be able to say, you know what, we got you. Son came, and I know Mikey long enough to know that if you came out with something authentic, he's going to say, yo, listen, man, Bullets Gotti did it. He came out with something, and we want to credit him for doing something. But when it's not done that way, we can't say, yo, you know what, son did it the right way because of our experiences, and we not trying to go down that same path that led to individuals being hurt unjustifiably and indiscriminately.
Yo, listen, he said he didn't.
He's trying to say something.
Yo, Kay. He said he got the information from salute 10 toes down. 10 toes down is in the building, man.
Yo, Mikey, I got to offer Salat in a minute. So when my wife let me know, I'm gonna go offer prayer, right?
All right. I just want to say this real quick before we're gonna let 10 toes and Gotti and everybody else talk. But check it out. You got it from somebody else. I don't know if you researched it or not. I'm just telling you, I seen people get done dirty and they weren't rats. I seen them trying to slander people's name. This is the fake art of war stuff they try to do to slander people and pull people's names down to get their own people to take care of themselves. Some people are so big that they know they can't do nothing to get to them. What they do is they put out. I seen fake paperwork you put out. Did we see this or not, Moshe? I seen people make fake paperwork and put it out. So you have to do your due diligence. You got to make sure stuff is right, and you can't. I mean, like I said, if you feel something suspect to you, that's something different. But calling somebody something, and and doing certain things without actual proof is no good. Yo, peace, Tinto down. What's up, man? Talk to the peoples, man.
Salute, what's poppin', family? What's going on, yo?
All right, what's going on, man? What's up, man?
Ain't nothing, man. I see y'all having a powwow, a real serious grown man meeting and conversation and trying to school a young dumbass. I'm coming straight off the rip. Listen, right? He continuously do the same thing. No matter how much your brothers try to school him and show him the ropes, he's going to continue to do it. Now, he just told y'all a lie that he was in DFY. He was never in DFY. You over here lying. I got 1,000% on him. Every piece of information there is a no. He never been in DFY. He never been locked up. Nothing. So he's sitting up here lying already. And I'm like, damn, why this little motherfucker just can't be 100% just be like, no, I've never been to prison before. You know what I'm saying? He don't know how to be honest, man. He sit up here and he talk this dumb shit, and y'all really trying to school him and show him the way, but he's still a roll with it. He'd come on tomorrow and be like, yeah, Corey King is a rat. They'd be like, where the paperwork, where the facts at? Man, he's a rat. Just because he want to run with it and he want to sound good, and people is in his ear promoting that and pushing him with it. And he going to run with whatever somebody tell him to run with. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he feel he could get clout off it or views or just, he's like a Hassan Campbell type dude. He like when people coming at him. He likes that. Certain people like that abuse. They like when you shoot them down and talking dirty to him and having platforms like this and trying to school him, and he'd sit there like he's really listening. But then next thing you know, he'll do something stupid again. And then you got to be like, yo, Gotti, yo, what's going on? He likes that attention, man. So my thing is this, man. You could, if you want to do, I told him before, if you want to do a Gotti, you want to do it for the entertainment. Okay, cool. Do it for the entertainment aspect. But once you start going into the streets and you start getting on some real shit and disrespecting people's reputation, and so people get killed over that. You ain't watching the news. I just told you, nigga got killed over mayonnaise. Nigga killed over a bag of chips.
Yeah,
they killing people over anything. You call a nigga a rat, a nigga will go and get your mama. Like, this is a person's livelihood, their lifestyle. This is how they live. Even though a dude changed their whole life, you know what I'm saying? But they don't want that stigma put on them. You know what I'm saying? Because they want their fucking legacy to be something, even if it's criminality. I don't want to fuck that legacy up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to carry it over into the person that I am today, the change that I made. But at the same time, you're not going to fuck up my legacy. And he don't care nothing about that. He don't care about nothing except a check, except what YouTube pay him and what everybody else give you the Gotti said, oh shit, yo. That's what he looked for, man. That's why he got the fuck up out of here. He don't want, see the thing with me, I'm not gonna say nothing until I do my due diligence. Or sometimes I'll jump out the window and have the info and wait for you to say something and then come back and be like, this nigga full of shit. But I give you a chance. I go into your DM, I hit you on Instagram. Yo, listen, bro, I got this information out here on you. Yo, got this. Same thing like with the Fat Joe shit. I hit him up first. Yo, bro, yo, that thing. Well, nigga, answer it. Oh, you want to answer it? All right, I'm letting you know. I'm about to go live with it. I'm going to everybody. I'm going to Cuban Links. I'm going to everybody with this shit, nigga. Since you want to talk shit, I already got the info. I already know the facts. But being that you want to play games and act like you this god, nigga, you a human being to me. I don't give a fuck about no status, money you got, or none of that, man. You a human being. You all humans, man. And my thing with him, man, that's the whole thing with him, man. I'm sick and tired of people doing that. I spoke to him on, I don't remember that other dude who he fucked with. I spoke to him on the channel with him, right? We sat on that channel for over 45 minutes. He started off, suck my dick and all this crazy. They was going crazy. And I'm just going crazy with him. So I said, okay, now we all got that off our chest. Now let's talk like men. Now you're ready to talk and have a decent conversation as men. We already said, fuck you, suck my dick and all that crazy shit. Now let's talk like men. Once I started talking to him like men, not talking to them as a child, talking down on them, telling them the qualities that they hold and how they can. He's an influence. Just look at him. He's an influence. He don't even know how much of an influence he is. And I'm telling him, brother, you are influenced, but you're doing it the wrong way. You can have a lot more people following you if you can change your thinking and your word and the things that you say. He said, yeah, man, yeah. He agreed. I said, yo, listen, I'm gonna do a live with y'all. We're gonna do some push-ups. We're gonna work out. And they like, yo, you can't do more push-ups. Yo, that shit turned into like like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, man, you can't fuck with me on push-ups. What I could do, I could run faster than you. We're gonna bet. And then he come out with some dumb shit. I'm like, oh, so he really not about change. He really not about the truth. He's really not about seeing a difference in his community or working with older brothers who've been here already. We already been here. We already know. We already know a person like you, we will crush you. If you said that in the pen, you will get crushed. If you run into the wrong person, they'll pound you out just off the strength of you saying that and not having no facts, no paperwork, no nothing.
10 toes down, yo. Shout it out, my brother, man. Yo, my brother. You know, Bucks says, he said something earlier, right, bro, about individuals coming up here tonight with the goal of being able to kind of speak to the work that they're doing to prove their credibility, right? And the irony was that anybody that came up here, and I know you came up here with a different agenda, nobody is speaking to that. And I think that's the much greater harm, that nobody's actually up here saying, yo, you know what, this is why I'm credible. And I think that right there, to me, it speaks volumes, and it does show the people out there that, yeah, you know, individuals might have these views, and I do agree with you, 10 toes, that, yeah, you do have influence when you're able to speak to individuals on a daily basis, and, you know, 3,000-4,000 people are tapping into you, 5,000-6,000 people are tapping into you. But if you can't come up here and speak about your credibility, about the work that you're doing that's helping to change individuals' lives, then what are you really doing? And I just want to kind of speak to that. I know, Bucks, I cut you off earlier, bro, and I need you to kind of like go back in on that, because, you know, you built that, bro, and I cut your wisdom.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. But, you know, that goes back to, again, man, a lot of guys are afraid. I'm just gonna get to it. A lot of guys are afraid to deal with themselves, bro. They run from that. So what they do is they start stealing ammunition from other people's energy. You know, because again, like, yo, come on, man. You're supposed to tell a brother to shut up when he starts talking about himself. You know what I mean? Because then that'll be, oh, you conceited, you stuck on you. You should get that kind of, you know, that kind of reaction. But when you just, like, for one, that dude will be he being you know, in the wave in the YouTube joint, but you can't worry. Like, to me personally, I can't, like, my energy, I gotta start looking at that as being precious, bro. You know what I mean? I got kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm spending more energy on trying to more or less, you know, hide what I used to do to install new shit into what I would love to see what my kids could do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not done, but at the end of the day, this energy that I got left, man, I gotta spend that on my kids, because that's gonna be my reflection. That's my understanding of life. You know what I mean? So you gotta start with you, knowing what you want to do, how you gonna move, stay in that lane. If you could bring somebody with you and they willing to listen, that's good money. But once you see somebody wanting to start doing shit that it ain't about none, it ain't gotta be about $1. Like Mikey B, I heard you say plenty of times, you go speak for free. Like, come on, shit like that is priceless, man. Looking at how y'all homies came home and within 1 year, y'all doing better than niggas who been on the street forever and ain't gonna do no big. We gotta start saluting that kind of shit. All the bozo shit and all that, if they all right with doing that, like, there's an old saying, if you like it, I love it. I ain't gotta be a part of it though. You know what I mean? And, you know, with that being said, once brothers start adapting to, yo, I love me enough not to even entertain the dumb shit, I'm cool. You know what I mean? You stay out of the way, man. You know what I mean? But you got to start loving yourself, and then you'll see better. But when you get caught up into what somebody else is doing and you can't see where your road is leading, you know what I mean? Because you worrying about what's on it. No, they say when you running, never look back. Never look on the side of you. Stay focused. And a lot of people, man, they kill themselves from their blessings. They blessings be right there. They get right there, then like a video game, they just drop, boom. You know what I mean? Like the Pac-Man sign, like the game is over. and the reward is right there, homie. You know what I mean? And I did it to myself. I know. So, you know, a lot of brothers just got to start putting mad energy into they self, man. That's where it's at. Put it into yourself. Fuck when niggas say you selfish. Sometimes we got to be selfish. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know who we be killing ourselves, man. We be non-selfish to others, But when it come down to us, we mad stingy. And then we wonder why our outcome be nothing. We don't put you know what I mean? We don't put enough into ourselves to gain anything. You know what I mean? We got to start from that. You know what I mean? Then we can start looking at other people, man, with platforms and say, yo, listen, you ain't doing that right. Yo, listen, my guy, I got a spot for you. Come over here. I ain't gonna talk to you. I ain't gonna talk at you. Nigga, we gonna talk together. Let's come over here and let's get to this bag. Let's get to that. That's where it's at. Let's get to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's start worrying about that more, man. And then we can start pointing fingers and start doing shit like that. But until then, yo, we got to start with self, man. You know what I mean? Let's get back to that, yo. That's self. Love yourself. Look, wake up in the morning, man, say, I love me. I do it every morning, homie. I love me, man. You know what I mean? And with me loving me, I'm not putting myself in no harm way until it's that time for me to go. If it ain't dealing with my kids, substance, it ain't my time. I'm gonna keep loving me, man. Ain't nobody else gonna do it. Look, wake up, yo. I love me, man. You know what I mean? And we spread that germ. Trust me. A lot of the stupidity.
I love that. You about to start pushing that. I love that. I gotta start doing that too. So you get
up. I'm telling you, man.
Look at yourself. Like, I love me. Cause it's crazy.
I love me, man. Because yo, when you loving you, homie, when you loving you, you already know. When you loving a female, you gonna go hard, right? So now use that energy you was saying, yo, I'm love. Even if a female get mad, yo, I love me first. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, right? Check it out, right? My daughter, I was speaking to her last night. She with me. But we having a conversation, and I'm like talking like I'm talking. I'm like, I gotta really start loving me more, mommy. You know what I mean? That's what I call my daughter. So she got offended a little bit. Like, what you mean? Like, I'm supposed to come first. I had to think about that. I was gonna fall victim and be like, yo, mommy, you know what? You right. But I had to disagree. And I'm talking to an 11-year-old. I'm like, yo, I gotta love me first, mommy. Like, I can't agree. Because if I don't love me, how I'm gonna love you properly? It can't happen. You know what I'm saying? Even with relation, if you can't love you, how you gonna love somebody else? It's impossible. You know what I mean? So we gotta stick to that.
No, I always said a lot of times these dudes are not gonna really see that or till they actually forced to look at themselves. And a lot of times we don't really know what it takes for sometimes. We can do what we do, of course, try to work, try to give warning, whatever, because it took a lot of us, like, took me getting shot in the head, 25 to life, even the 25 to life sentence didn't even do it yet because I still was out my mind when I went to prison, right?
The sentence still ain't doing right. That's crazy.
Still ain't doing it. So I say after like 17 years in prison, sitting in a box and just so many things was going on that I really had to I had no other choice but to look at myself. Either you gonna go crazy, lose yourself on here, or you gonna man up and be progressive. So it's just what's their point? What a lot of these individuals' points are. You know what I'm saying? Their breaking point. Because we may not know it, then they don't even know it. But what they need to realize, and this is just being smart, and this is what I find out what wisdom is, learning from other people's mistakes. So this is what we're here to actually tell motherfuckers, like, before you have to go through some traumatic issue, right? You losing a family member, losing a limb, right? Or can't see, or being handicapped, you're stuck in the hospital bed, or your life completely, right? Or something that damaging that actually change. Like, before you even have to go through that, listen, sit down, look at yourself, look at what you want to do with your life, look at what you're trying to be, look at who you are or who you want to be. Really, really look at that. And none of these individuals is actually doing that at all. They're just caught up in waves and whatever's popping at the time or whatever seems slick and cool, instead of really like, hold up, damn. All right, where I'm trying to be in the next 5 years, man. Where I want to be positioned at, what I want to accomplish, what I want to do with my family or for my family, or what I want to give to my children, what type of example I want to be for them. And this is the thing, like, you keep saying, focusing back on self, that these guys have to look at, and that we have to, or that's my work. We have to try to do our best to show them that, man. You have to. Because one of our slogans, we ain't used our slogan in a while, finding freedom in you.
That's right.
Like this is where, because it took me all of that to find freedom in myself. And people that beat me now, people that be meeting me now, right? They never know I did all that time. They can't even believe it. But they're like, what? Hell no. They can't believe it.
Yo, check it out, Kinky, right?
About finding freedom, and really what freedom is like. Yo, I found freedom in there, but it took this particular much. So now it took all of that. Hold up, let me try to show you. So you ain't got to go through nothing traumatic. Just listen to some of these Jews, whatever. Pay attention to some of the things that dudes is doing. You know what I'm saying? Why dudes are successful in your eyes after, like you said, brother's not home for a certain amount of time or this and doing better. I just told him I got my first stamp on my passport already. You know
yo, KK, let me answer this question.
Yeah.
Gotti said I was having problems in certain prisons, and I was whipping ass. You heard?
Everybody
ass about me. He don't know about. Yo, let me tell you something about gangs.
Everybody have problems,
listen,
bro. Like
gangs is nothing but problems. Who you think is no problems in gangs? I had problems my whole bid. I had to use my hands and my feet my whole bid, and unfortunately weapons as well. I had mad problems. If you think you're gonna find something on me on that, you're gonna find a lot of that. On some real talk, because I was in a gang for 20 years. What you think? I wasn't doing no violence. I was involved in problems. I had mad problems with my own gang.
That's the thing. Dudes don't really understand what come with that, bro. Dudes really don't understand what come with that,
dummy.
You got people that rely on you.
KK.
Right? You got people that want your position. Right?
These dudes are infatuated with the gang culture, and they think that them saying something happened to you or you have problems, it's always problems. This is why we're trying to tell dudes to change their life and get out, because guess what?
You don't want those problems.
Once you get, let me tell you something. Once you join a gang, you are putting yourself on the radar of other gangs, of your own gangs, of law enforcement across the nation. You gonna have nothing but problems. All I had was problems. All I had was problems. And look at my face. I don't call myself pretty, but I'm a pretty boy. Look at me. I'm beautiful. After 25 years, and most of it banging. In the front line, I wasn't hiding in the box like a lot of these dudes for 20 years. I did my time in the box and got out. I've been almost every jail, almost every max. I've been to every max. Right? And all of them. So all these dudes know me. All of them, you can't hide when you got to go from jail to jail for 20 years. You can't hide. So ain't nothing hidden about me. Everybody, my story, everybody know it. The police know it because dudes like you told it. The police know it. So Mikey was having problems in certain prisons. I had problems my whole bid. My whole bid. I was putting hands. When I was with Moshe, I got busy. I left Moshe. I was doing good. I was creating classes. A situation that transpired that it wasn't even my situation. Was it Moshe? And I got busy.
I
had problems my whole bid. That's what comes with the gang culture, and this is what we
mad. I was mad at husband. I pulled up after the fact.
Yo, guess what?
When
I retired, when I retired, guess what? I didn't have any more problems. When I retired, I didn't have any more problems. When I walked through the community, when I was in the streets, and I was on my gang stuff when I was in the streets, I was shooting dudes. I was getting shot. I got shot in the streets. I got shot up. Dudes were trying to shoot me every time they see me. Now they see me, they salute me. Now they see me. Now I'm a good presence in people's life. Now they happy to see me. I seen a dude I shot. I seen a dude that shot me in Queens. He said, yo, I'm out here trying to do me. I said, me too. We both shot each other. We even. That's how I live my life. That's how I think. Of course, nothing but problems. What you mean? You putting yourself on the radar. You are on the radar. What do you think? It's not going to be no problems? Of course it's going to be problems. I had problems everywhere I went, and I was handling them. I ain't run from none of them. Until I started outthinking them, I got smart, and I set my ass down. Ain't nobody sitting me down nowhere. I retired. I said enough is enough, dummy. And listen, it took me years to do it. I hope dudes learn quicker than me.
Wow.
You heard? Hopefully you smart enough to get out the way before you get killed, get life in prison, because I had life and I'm home by the grace of God. I had a life bid. And I had new charges on the police while I was in prison that I caught those 2 new charges for Moshe's co-defendant. It wasn't for me. I caught 2 new charges on COs over Moshe's co-defendant while I was banging. So you can't tell me nothing about this, bro. I'm telling you real talk. When I changed my life, when I seen Moshe, he changed his life. He didn't have no more problems except regular problems that we go through in prison with the phones and other little major stuff. But once we left the gang culture and structure, I don't got no problems. I'm living a good life. I'm living a great life, bro. I don't got to worry about going to Brooklyn here and there, dudes seeing me. I don't got to worry about that, bro. I don't do that. I walk around the community. I be on all sides of town. I be everywhere. I talk to the youth. Dudes know what I do out here. I be in the trenches. I go to places where people are scared to go without an arm because I know God got me. What you talking about?
Well, so I think a number of things, and you gotta forgive me. I stepped off real quick, man, off of prayer. I know we've been on it for about 2 hours, but I wanna just kind of like do a quick recap, right? And the first thing was that, you know, we spoke about the issue of credibility, which is important. Listen, if this is your first time pulling up, please, man, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, share it, man. Come on, put something in that super chat. Y'all already know what it is, man. We need y'all support out there, man. We appreciate y'all love and y'all support. We glad that everybody has been tuning in, listening to us. But I want to focus on the issue of credibility. But I also want to speak about real quick how individuals did not come up here to speak specifically about how credible that they are. And finally, how we can say things about individuals that can be harmful when we don't have anything to back it up. So the first thing, again, being credible. What does being credible mean to you? What does that mean to you? How have you been credible? How are you credible? Are you even credible? If you're not, then this is something that you need to look at yourself in the mirror about. What are other people saying about how credible you are? Are you reliable? Are you believable? These are some things that you need to take into consideration, that we all need to take into consideration. The next thing, again, I wanted to focus on was the issue that individuals had the opportunity to come up here to speak their talk, to let their voices be heard about why they believe that they are credible, or to express some of the things that they're doing that makes them credible. Not one person showed up tonight. And those that did come up, they had the opportunity to speak about that. And they still use it as an opportunity to talk about others, which leads me to the next point, that we're doing most of our time talking about other individuals, and we're not doing anything about enhancing our own value and our own worth to this world that we live in. So how much time are we really investing into ourselves versus other individuals? Right? We're more concerned about what other people are doing in their lives. We don't have no business to attend to. We don't have nothing that's more important to do than pay attention to individuals in these streets. A bunch of men talking about a bunch of other men. Think about that, right? And also the fact that what stuck out to me most tonight was that we spoke to the brother Bullets Gotti, and I'm glad that he's I know 10 Toes Down spoke about how non-receptive he is to information, but he appeared to be receptive to what we were saying. He didn't fight back what we were saying, so it appears as if what we said made sense to him. He got some information about somebody from the feds. However, this information was alleged to have come to him. Whatever. He didn't do his own due diligence and investigation. He simply acted upon it. And we basically was like, whoa, this is not what you do here. Because listen, what's happening in this case now. You putting stuff out there about an individual that could potentially bring harm to them. You putting a stain on somebody that could potentially lead to perhaps somebody dying in the streets, or somebody hurting somebody because they're trying to defend their honor. So what does that say about us as a people, that we're slandering individuals, potentially slandering individuals, putting information about individuals out there that could potentially bring them harm? What's that saying about us? What is that really saying about us? All right. If we know that, quote unquote, these people would rather see us in prison or dead, are we not doing the people's work for them? That's something that we need to take into consideration, man. Mikey, KK, I know y'all got a bunch to say, man. I just want to kind of come back in and give y'all my.
You said that just actually sums everything, and it definitely, I definitely appreciate what you said, because the people really need to hear that. What are we actually focused on? That's the thing that really need to be need to hit home, need to be stressed more. What are we actually focused on? And they're supporting it, and people that be in the chat, and they want better or talk like they do, but then they actually support a lot of the nonsense. That's the support a lot of the foolishness. When you have something like this going on, you're like, all right, Where the numbers at? Where the support for something that's actually beneficial and has some substance? But you know, what are y'all focused on, man? That's just a question. I don't even want to say no further. He said everything that needed to be said. But, nigga, what are you focusing on?
You know what? You know some
Ask
of the
yourself
best
that.
things.
What you focusing on?
You know some of the best things I've seen about this show is that we had so many content creators come in here on account and talk about credibility and what it is to have a voice out here in the community. That's something that dudes really need to like recognize and really consider. And see, these guys are being biased because I see they like protecting certain peoples and saying, so it's a biasness right there. Why would I even follow you if I know you're not going to give me a real story or a true story? You're being biased. I see in the chat, these guys are talking about Brooklyn while Harlem ain't talking about dudes from his block, while Harlem ain't talking about guys from Harlem. I heard him saying on Harlem's channel. So there is a separation of get the truth. You're talking about guys from where I'm from, so I'm mad. Forget if it's actually true what you're saying or not. So it's a credibility issue. I'm glad so many different YouTubers tapped in. And you know, sat on the panel, pulled up, spoke their piece, because this is the type of things that we got to do to get on the same page. Because obviously, if we all feel that he's wrong or I'm wrong, what's right? There's no right and wrong because it's all gray. You're using street rules, and like Buck said, and KK said earlier, when you come to these guys are journalists, you trying to hold them to street rules when all they got to follow up here is journalistic rules to be credible. They don't got to follow street rules. They not confronting you in your projects on the corner of your block or in the hood. They're talking about stuff on YouTube. So like Bucks and KK said earlier, it's journalistic rules. You can look those up. It's a whole set of rules. You can go to college for that. That's something that you can learn to be better at, and do a better job at. But let's stop getting this stuff confused, this street stuff and this YouTube stuff. And I'm not saying, see, the lines are so blurred because up here on YouTube, we are street people talking about street stuff from a journalistic perspective, right? And some people are not from the streets. I say they are credible if they're doing their due diligence, doing their research, and doing the things they're supposed to do to get the right story. Forget who the story's about or what the story is. Like, we got to be better at creating content. And another thing, like somebody said earlier about another YouTuber, was we can't create all content that's going to destroy us. This is why we don't expose dudes up here. We could do that. We could do that up here. We could be talking about dudes. We know all the dirt on everybody, the real dudes in prison for the last 25 years. You think we don't know it? We know it. We know all the dirt. But We Locked In is not about that. That's not the platform. That's not the push of our platform. Will we use certain stories that other people expose to give information and show these youth a better way of what's actually going on in these gangs? Of course we're going to do that. What's actually going on in the streets? Of course we're going to do that. But that's not what We Locked In is here. It's not what we're going to do here on this platform. We're going to big up our community. We're going to try to unite as much as possible. We're going to help to work and build with the information that we learned and we're given. That's what we do here. You know what I'm saying? So you might find different topics or discussions and stuff like that. And that's why the topic came up of credibility. You see what I mean? That's why we use that topic. We need to be better at creating content. Hopefully you guys are looking into that. Hopefully you guys are looking into that. So hopefully you guys are trying to make better content, bro. We gotta get off of each other and get into creating better content, being more credible, helping out in our communities, bro. What y'all doing around your way? How are y'all words affecting the youth in y'all communities? Why we not building those stuff like that? Why I don't see more of that? I see dudes celebrating birthdays and different stuff and doing good things. I see guys talking about their kids up here and different things and what they're doing, congratulating them. And I see a lot of us are pushing our businesses and what we do. We should do more talk on that and less talk on destroying each other, bro. I know what dudes did. I know it's rats out here. I know it's beat people telling. We all know that. But, you know, we not really trying to pull down every rat in New York. We not rat hunters. I told somebody that I had answered a comment to somebody, yo, you should send the paperwork, all the stuff that you know to somebody else so they can expose it. Then I might as well do that shit myself.
Hey, yo, I just realized it's a thing going on right now. Not to do with that, but it was some brothers I just met in Savannah, right? Like they from different states, right? And they're actually building their own community up. Like really took the time out, got together, got some land, right? Got a big lake on it and all that. They building homes and they telling people, if you trying to other folk, yo, you need something, try to come over here with us. You help you build everything up. They got a bull on their property, roosters, chickens, lamb, sheep, yo, everything on there. But just seeing things like that, and that's the stuff that need to be put out there, man, to show what people out there actually doing, man. People out there trying to actually build and do stuff right for their people, man. Not exposing all this other nonsense all the time.
You know it's there.
Sensationalizing all the negative stuff, and it's like, bro.
We know it's there. We all know it's there. We know everybody's not keeping it solid. We know that, bro. But how is that going to help you get to the next point? How is that going to help you reach your endeavors, be successful, help your kids? If you're a journalist, I can understand how it helps you because now you're creating hysteria. You have breaking news. So I understand that. And, that's going to be there. This is a lane for that. That's just not our lane. That's not our lane. Our lane is the productiveness of all of us coming together and building back our communities. And, we just using this is just only one part of the work that you see us doing. We all work in the community, bro. We all do things outside. Me, KK, and Moshe, we locked in. I'm not saying you don't, Bucks, but I'm just saying what we do. You know what I mean?
It's a fact.
So this is not a game for us or a joke or something we do part-time. This is full-time for us, bro. This is full-time, bro.
Yo, Bucks, man, thank you for pulling up too, man. We appreciate your presence, man. It's always an honor to have your wisdom up here, man. We truly value it. We appreciate it, man. And we look forward, man, to you coming up here, man, in the future as well, bro. Thank you so much, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate y'all, bros, man. Y'all do so much. You know what I mean? Like real talk, man to man. Like y'all give a nigga inspiration, homie. You know what I mean? Like this is, y'all made this the thing. You know what I mean? Like y'all could have went a whole nother route with it, but at the end of the day, y'all ready, man. 05 Volt, that be that movement, man. I definitely appreciate y'all allowing me to come up here to speak. That mental nourishment. You know what I'm saying? And y'all brothers keep doing what y'all doing, man. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody tell y'all what y'all can't do. Y'all already surpassed. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all not gonna. You know what I mean? Y'all doing it. You know what I mean? And that right there, that's the most important part. And I hope our youth see it. Like they need to see this. Like y'all live the truth, man.
Yo, listen, and this is not to put out any races or anybody else, but we got enough people coming at our necks, bro. We got enough problems to deal with, bro. We got enough. We need to be up here finding solutions, pooling our assets, pooling our resources, getting money. Let's build this thing up, bro. Let's, like I heard China say, yo, if all the 2 YouTubers came out, I heard 10 Toes Down say it. We supposed to be doing big shows. We supposed to be on stage talking. We supposed to be speaking around the nation because our platforms are moving around the nation. You know what I'm saying? We on the West Side. We in ATL. We in Florida. We all over. So why are we not there physically getting money? Let's get to the bag. Let's get money. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's good ways. Let's get money, yo. Let's use this. And all the things that we doing is people behind the scenes, all kind of jobs that we could be supplying for each other with these platforms and what we doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cool. And you don't gotta be pulling down your peoples to do it, bro. You ain't gotta destroy yourself to do it. We're not here to destroy, and I keep saying that we're not here to destroy our peoples, bro.
You know and it's okay to be yourself, yo. It's all right, yo. If you want to be a nerd, it's all right to be a nerd. It's all right. It's all right to not to want to go to jail. It's all right to not to want to gangbang. It's all right. You come up, be yourself. First and foremost, your first representation, man. Let someone be in love or fall in love with who you are. You know what I mean? Like nothing else, because you never got to change if you do that.
Listen, bro.
Respectfully.
There's nothing wrong with you organizing yourself, being a part of organizations with your people.
Shout out Black Rock.
Let me tell you something. If you are a part of an organization that's destroying your own people, you're going to get what's coming to you. Or destroying, not your own people, but people in general. If you're down with an organization, you're going to get what's coming to you. You know, I got what came to me. I got shots. I got stabs. I got a bunch of time in prison. My karma came to me.
It's fact.
And everybody's going to get it. You know what I'm saying? You're going out there. So, but if you want to join organizations, there are good organizations to join that you can be a part of brotherhoods that are productive. Look for these organizations. Build these organizations. You're a leader. You're a big bro. You're a big
one now. EM3.
Build these organizations. Let's build these organizations. You know what I'm saying? And make them into real movies, into real movements. Let's go. Let's build these organizations. But this is a great chat, man. Thank everybody that pulled up. You know what I mean? Let y'all brothers say y'all final words. Hit that like, share, subscribe button if y'all haven't subscribed. You know, we locked it. That's what we do here, bro. We all about positivity. We all about
freedom in you.
Finding freedom in you. We about correcting things, bro.
Yo, shout it out to everybody that's been tuning to We Locked In. Y'all already know what it is, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share with the loved ones out there because at least one person can benefit from this, man. I know everybody that's been tuned in, y'all know at least one person that can benefit from something that was said tonight, man. Y'all already know what it is. To my brothers, Mikey B, KK Bucks. Thank y'all, man.
Already,
and thank everybody that pulled up on the panel as well. To Gotti, to Ten Toes
Down TV.
To Roski, thank y'all, brothers, man. Thank y'all, man. Good night.
Know y'all voice too, man. Y'all got a voice, man. No, let's do something with it. Stop playing.
Word. Do some positive things with your voice, man. Let's leave with that. Yo, peace, bro. Love y'all, bro.
Y'all too.
Peace in the chat.